Virago. Really hate that I didn't really record the process of building it. Had a lot of stuff going on at the time. It was pretty simple. I did pretty much cut the entire front of the four-wheeler off, slid the frame from the Virago into the housing from the original ATV, welded it together here, down there, had about 10-12 welds. And the original four-wheeler, somebody had tried to convert it to run a side shaft engine. They had put a plate on, tried to adapt the original Polaris TBT system to it, but that didn't work. So what I had done, this is proof of concept, I put a centrifugal clutch inside the engine, ran a chain down to a modified piece that came out of the clutch, which had this sprocket welded to it, which was actually a little big. I didn't compensate for the gearing and the transmission, so there's a video I'm going to put up probably for you that shows it runs, it moves, but it only ran like 5 miles an hour. So my plan is to change from that to this sprocket and add a torque converter clutch system to the motor. And also the plate that they used to mount the motor was awful flimsy, so I had purchased this, a brand new steel plate to be mounted down here from, I believe it was Amazon, or it might have been Walmart. But oddly, it's harder to find the steel ones than you would think. Well, that's a brief overview of what I'm doing, so let's just go from there. Okay, after welding down the mounting plate and doing a test fit, the thickness of the plate's a bit different, and my header is now in there. So I already had to modify that once for the header. So I'm going to cut it loose, situate the engine, and then re-weld in another support. This is all about when you're trying to fabricate things that ain't meant to go together. Let's see how it goes. It's next morning, and yesterday evening, after I got the plate mounted and all that stuff, I didn't really compensate for the fact that the torque converter was going to be a little longer than this, and it was hitting against the transmission. So rather than go ahead and cut everything loose and move things forward and all that stuff, I was wondering whether or not the smaller sprocket was going to make a difference. So I went ahead and put the centrifugal clutch back on, mounted the motor down, welded the sprocket up. By the time I got through going to buy a new master link and some other things, it was really too late to really do much. But I went ahead and put everything together, test rode it, and in high, it pretty much doubled the speed going to the smaller sprocket. But I'm still not moving very fast. I mean, we're looking at maybe 10 miles an hour, 15 miles an hour. What I'm aiming for is like around maybe 25, 30 on the top end. You know, I'm not looking for anything crazy because this thing is huge. It's insane, and it's probably, I don't know how stable it would be at high speeds. So our next step is going to be removing the plate once again, taking the chain back off, moving everything forward to compensate for the torque converter. And while doing all this, I'm also contemplating, I do have a Predator 212 motors, but very, 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 very lightly used. We put it on a go-kart, we rode it about a week, and the axle blew out. So I'm thinking about maybe taking and putting the torque converter on it, and then putting it on here, the newer motor, and maybe a little more power, a little more compression. But we'll see how things work. Went to go ahead and try to mount the CVT clutch, the torque converter, and the mounting bracket that I had put on it from where I was testing out the new sprocket, it's definitely in a different location due to the offset because of the sprocket for this. So what I'm about to do is remove the engine and once again move the mounting plate quite a bit over, and we'll go from there. Again with the trike. As you can see, I've already test fitted or mocked up the torque converter. When I first tried to put it on with the torque converter, I realized that it didn't fit in here well. The plate was off. My alignment of this sprocket back here to this sprocket was nowhere near where it needed to be. So I moved the plate about 8 inches that way, about 4 to 6 inches this way, and as you can see, I got the back section welded, and right now I got this wooden brace in just to hold everything flat while I was welding it in, and that's where we are. Next step is to weld some bracing in the plate, make it more solid. Then we'll put the pulleys on, get the belt on, get the chain on, and then see how she does, see if she's any faster. Let's find out. We'll be test fitting a piece here, and I think this will work out pretty well, other than there's an old bracket for something right here I'm about to cut off so that I can actually put my piece of steel in, measure it, because I want it cut off even with the side, don't want it sticking out or anything. And once I get that piece, I'm going to replace the wooden piece. As you can see though, we'll probably be okay with it without the bracing, but I feel better with it. Then we'll get a measurement on our height here, and we'll cut a piece of steel off, weld it here and here, just for the back section, that way I'll have the front, the back, and this corner, and all the way up to here braced, so the motor shouldn't go anywhere. So it's only like 7 horse. So let's see about getting it prepped. Motor off, block out, cut off this piece of steel for a brace here. Now I'm fixing to weld it in position, and I'll get my measurements from here to here from my other piece of steel in. We're back again. As you've seen, I've welded in the support brace here. Got to looking at it, and after measuring piece up, I'm going to put it in here, cut it. I got to looking, and I don't think I'm going to need it. I believe that this piece of 1.5 inch angle and this 1/4 inch thick steel tubing is going to be probably enough support. So my next step is going to be to clean up things a little bit, do a little paint on it, and we'll put the motor back in and see if we can get the pulleys mounted, belts aligned, chain on it, and then after that it'd be time for a test ride. Got everything painted up, looks a lot better. Really solid. And next thing we're going to do is put the motor back on. Get it fairly mounted, not really in position or anything, but just mocked up so we can get the pulleys put on, the belt system, the CBT, or the torque converter, that's what you want to call it. And then we'll get our alignment put up, aligned with our sprocket here. And then after that, it'll be a test drive. But a lot of people don't know is when some of these CBT clutches, we buy, like the cheaper ones, the bolt that mounts the pulley on may not be the one you need. So I just checked it a while ago, and I might have to make a run to probably Ace Hardware and find a bolt that's the right size. The bolt they sent was too small and maybe too long. I'm not 100% sure yet, so I'm going to get a couple different sizes. And that, like I said, when you're building something that really don't belong together, you'll run into all kinds of different little issues and stuff, and you got to work them out. And my goal is to build this entire thing for honestly a little bit of nothing, a little bit of no money at all hardly. I just want to see if it can be done on the real cheap. I don't have anything at all in the motorcycle frame. It was given to me by a friend of mine. Four-wheeler base four-wheeler I got came the package deal I'd gotten for about, I think it was 6 or 7 other four-wheelers for a few $100, and the motor is already on here. The only thing I have purchased has been the triple clutch and the torque converter. I have purchased another carburetor because I think it may need one, but I haven't put it on there yet. And other than that, I ain't got much more money in it than that. as you can see, get out of your way here. This is the bolt they sent. That's not going to work. This is the one out of the centrifugal clutch, which I know mounts. It looks a little on the loose side itself, but I know it does tighten down and hold it in. Also, the level between this plate and this plate is off about the thickness of another one of these. So I'm probably going to take a trip to Ace Hardware. I'm going to get this bolt and this diameter and get me a washer like this. Come back and put the belt on, put it together, and see about get the chain ready. Everything lined up. It's definitely faster. Just trying to figure out what's going on next with it. Carburetor's having problems, so I got a new one that I was going to put on. And my next step is going to be getting rid of the sharp edges, put the pegs. I got a throttle to put on, some grip over here to put on. Work out some brakes. They're not real safe without brakes. Other than that, I mean, that's where we are here. Part 2, I guess, or Part 3, whatever you want to call it. It's almost ready. If you got any ideas for body design, feel free to leave them in the comments, and be sure to like, share, and subscribe. And thank y'all for coming.